to my channel. In this video I'm going to be discussing things to take to university with you. It's very important to take these things. I've split this video up into sections, and the first one is going to be sort of electrical items that you need to bring. You definitely need, first of all, your phone and your laptop, which is obvious, but if you just write that down and make sure that you don't forget it, because that's very important. And also a laptop case is important. You're going to be transporting your laptop around campus, the library, back to your accommodation and things like that. So yeah, laptop case, I definitely recommend that. Another thing is printer and ink, and although it seems expensive originally, it saves so much money in the long run. Another thing is a USB stick, so you could keep all your files secure. I saw on a website it said to bring an extension lead. I didn't use it once, it just stayed in my drawer the whole time because I had a plug socket right next to my bed, and that's the only reason I wanted the extension lead, is so I could plug in my phone at night. If you're going to bring a PlayStation or an Xbox or anything like that, if you're bringing more than one thing, you're bringing a monitor, you're bringing a whole computer, and you're going to need more plug sockets, then definitely bring an extension lead. So another one which is definitely really important was to bring a portable speaker. The next one is obviously headphones. You're going to need these when you're studying. Another thing which is important to bring is batteries, and also a games console. If you have an Xbox or PlayStation, Nintendo, bring that to keep you occupied in your leisure. And finally, don't forget to bring your chargers. That's a really important one. So that is it for the electronics. The next sort of section is kitchen utensils. I would say bring a cookbook. I recommend a book called Nosh for students. So yeah, a little recipe book will be really helpful in helping you learn new recipes and also know what ingredients to buy and things like that. I would also recommend bringing 2 plates, 2 bowls, 4 forks, 4 knives, 4 big spoons and 4 little spoons. Also, you're going to need a wooden spoon. I brought 4 mugs with me, but I used one of them as a toothbrush holder. You can copy that idea if you like, it was a good one. So you're going to also need a sharp knife for cutting up things and a chopping board. I recommend bringing 2 chopping boards or just 1 big one so that you can separate your meat from the vegetables and avoid cross-contamination. I would also recommend kitchen scissors and Tupperware. You're going to also need kitchen tongs, and you will also need a bottle opener. And also glasses, but I didn't actually use my glasses, but if you're more of a glass to mug person, then bring glasses for your breakfast and things like that. Another thing you'll need is a spatula. You'll also need a colander and a measuring jug. If you're going to be cooking stir fries and things like that and you need a wok, then bring a wok, but otherwise I just used a normal frying pan and a saucepan, and that did the job for me. And don't forget a lid in case you're going to make stews or anything. Don't forget a cheese grater. You're going to need a peeler, can opener, a whisk, baking tray, oven gloves, just a couple of tea towels. You're also going to need some washing up liquid and some sponges, but I would recommend waiting until you're there to buy that. Bin bags will usually be provided, they were for me, but just keep it in mind that you might need to buy some when you're there if they don't supply those. Finally, I would recommend bringing tin foil and cling film. So now I'm going to go through the basic bedroom supplies that you're going to need. And this is obviously different depending on what sort of personality you have. Band posters everywhere, or if you're like fairy lights, or if you're both, I don't even know. I recommend going on Pinterest for some ideas. I have a whole board on dorm room ideas. So first of all, you're going to need a duvet with a cover, and I do recommend buying a new duvet simply because this is my home duvet, and every time I come back on the train I don't want to be lugging a massive duvet. And I'd recommend having 2 different covers so that when one's in the wash you can quickly put the other one on. Another thing you're going to need is a couple pillows with pillowcases. I recommend bringing a couple different pillowcases as well so you can keep changing them. I would recommend also bringing 2 different bed sheets. Find out beforehand what the size of your bed was specifically. It will probably say in centimeters and inches, and make sure you buy a bed sheet which fits your bed. Another thing you're going to need is a mattress protector, because so many students have slept on that bed before. You're going to want a bit of protection between that layer. So next thing you're going to need is wardrobe hangers and hangers for your coats and things like that. Also, you're going to need a laundry basket. Another thing I recommend is bringing a small little mirror to prop up. The only mirror in my room was in the inside of my wardrobe, and some people didn't even have that. If you have your own bathroom, obviously you're going to have a mirror in there, but it was just nice to have a mirror outside that wasn't inside my wardrobe. Just there, just a small little mirror, maybe with a light on so that you can do your makeup and things like that without having to stand in the bathroom. Also a lamp, either a digital alarm clock or just a wall clock. I would say that you need to get a clothes rack, but I know a lot of university accommodations say this is a fire hazard and that you're not really allowed it. I know a lot of people that did it anyway. I would recommend to use the tumble dryer. That's just my personal preference. If you're going to get a clothes rack, then I recommend getting it once you're there because it does take up unnecessary space in the cart. Another thing I would recommend is a mini little desk fan. It can get quite hot, especially September, the first few months, it can get really hot. So I recommend bringing a desk fan, and also when you're revising you can just put it on you, have a gentle breeze, and it's really nice. Another thing is getting loads of photos of your friends and family to stick around your room. I had fairy lights which had photo clips on them so you could pin up your pictures on the fairy lights, but I also had pictures like this everywhere and it was just really nice. They gave me a pin board which was spread all across the back of my bed, which I pinned up so many pictures. Another thing is, don't forget the thumbtacks, and if you're going to use blue tack, don't forget blue tack. You can bring a rug if you'd like to decorate your floor a bit. I know a lot of people that did that and it really transformed the room. I know a lot of people that had the bath mats in the bathroom if they have their own bathroom and ensuite room. Don't forget your teddy if you have a teddy. This is mine. Brought this to uni with me, and also loads of books if you're into that. Another thing is, don't forget hair straighteners, hair dryers, hair brushes, hair care and things like that, makeup. So that is the bedroom section over, and now we're going to move on to the bathroom section. So I would recommend to bring a couple different sizes of towels. A body towel, a hair towel, a face towel, just a couple of different sizes, maybe 2 of the larger towels so that when one's in the wash you can still shower. I'd recommend bringing hand soap and a dressing gown, shampoo, conditioner, shower gel, toothpaste, toothbrush. I'd recommend bringing flip-flops if you are going to be in communal showers, because you never know what other people have on their feet and you don't want to catch any sort of verrucas if they're going to be using the shower with that. Another thing is toilet roll and also makeup remover. If you're going to be wearing makeup, you're going to need some wipes or whatever you use, and then also your skincare routine if you have one. I'd also recommend bringing a couple of face masks. It's really nice to pamper yourself. Don't forget nail cutters and tweezers, and plasters, razors and shaving cream. If you're a girl, don't forget to bring sanitary products, and if you're on contraception, don't forget to bring that. I'd also recommend bringing some paracetamol, ibuprofen and other medicines, creams and stuff like that to help with infections, and just maybe a little first aid kit full of all that would be really useful. If you use contacts, don't forget to bring your contacts. And that is the end of the bathroom section. So now I'm going to go through a list of clothes you probably want to take with you to uni. You don't have to take them obviously, but it's just a list of what I'd recommend. Obviously taking a lot of t-shirts is quite important, something you can just throw on, shorts in case it's hot, jeans as well. Also some nice tops that you could wear out or to a ball or something, some dresses for going out, but also some nice summer dresses which you could wear in the day, and also jumpers, sweaters, some smart trousers and some tights and some smart skirts just in case you have an interview or anything like that. I'd also recommend bringing a coat, maybe a warmer coat and a raincoat. Don't forget to bring pants and socks and also pajamas. And other things in the winter are gloves and hats. Lots of people wore little hats in the winter. As for shoes, I'd say trainers if you're going to go to the gym, sneakers and sort of high tops if you're into that and you have those. I'd also recommend some smart shoes if you're going to be going to a formal event. You'll also need some slippers if you're just going to pop into the kitchen for a snack, because going in the kitchen with socks on, you're going to step in some mayo or something. Some other things that you don't want to forget is if you have a watch, bring a watch. If you have a tie, bring a tie. Don't forget your school bag or handbag or whatever you're going to use to carry your books, your backpack. Also a gym bag if you're planning on going to the gym, and also some fancy dress outfits if you already know there's going to be sort of, for example, I already knew there was going to be a zoo themed freshers party. Not that I brought a costume for that, but I could have because I knew about it. So if you're interested in costume themed parties, definitely have a look at what is coming up in your Freshers Week, or any events that you can look at and discuss with your future flatmates or future course mates, if you're going to plan on going to those together when you're talking to people in the summer, if you're going to both buy a costume for that and things like that. So don't forget to bring some fancy dress stuff. The next section I'm going to talk about is stationery. So I'd recommend bringing pens, pencils, rubber, ruler, a pencil case, which you're going to need to bring to lectures, and some scissors and some glue. You're also going to need a stapler and some highlighters, and also don't forget to bring the staples for the stapler. You're going to need an A4 writing pad, or if you are doing art or whatever and you need an A3, then bring that. You might want to bring a diary for 2020 so you can plan out all of your homework assignments and tests and things like that. You'll also need printer paper if you're bringing a printer, and you'll also need a ring binder to keep all of your files in. I decided to do a different ring binder for each term. I'd also recommend bringing post-it notes. It's fun to stick around your room, or you could leave a note on someone's door. And also I brought a little whiteboard and some little whiteboard pens. If you're doing a STEM subject or any subject where you need a calculator, don't forget to bring a proper scientific approved one. There's a list of all the approved calculators on the website, well, there should be. And the last thing I'd recommend for stationery is to research your course textbooks and buy those in advance. So the next section is just a quick one to go through all of the documents you might need to take. So first of all, you're going to need your passport and your driver's license. You might want to bring your acceptance letter into the university, and also your acceptance letter into the course you're on, and also student finance letters, maybe accommodation letters, just any letters you've been sent which could be important in the future. Put them all into a folder, or if you have it digitally, that's fine too. You can print them off if you need them. Just make sure you have them saved somewhere. If you're getting a bursary or a scholarship, make sure you have that letter as well somewhere. Make sure you also bring passport photos just in case you need them. I found that I needed one for my student card. You might also want to have a list of all your vaccinations that you've had. You can get a vaccination book from your GP. Don't forget your bank card and also a rail card if you have one. You'll be given your student card when you're there, but I don't know if any university will mail it to you in advance, so if you have, then make sure you bring that. If you have a mental health disorder or some sort of disability, you will probably need to show evidence of that if you want to get help or extra time or things like that. So the final section is just going to be miscellaneous items, which didn't really fit into another category. So I would recommend a little bag for taking to town, like a little day bag, and also a rucksack. I'd also say to bring an umbrella and a padlock for your bike if you're bringing a bike. Bring lots of cash. Bring a water bottle, a thermo flask if you're going to be drinking soup or something in your lecture, or coffee. I'd recommend bringing a lighter if you're going to be using that for smoking or anything like that, and a hot water bottle if you're going to be needing that as well. If you're religious, then bring a copy of your text, for example, a Bible. If you play an instrument, don't forget to bring your instrument. I would recommend bringing a pack of cards as well, but they usually give you that when you arrive, but I would take one just to be safe. And that pack of cards will probably get ruined anyway. I'd also recommend bringing tea and coffee, and bring a box of chocolates and biscuits and things like that, so you can instantly put it in the kitchen and start making friends. And the final thing I'd recommend bringing is a key for home, especially if you are going to a university very close by and you're going to be returning home a lot. And that is everything for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it helped in some way. Don't forget to like if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you want to see me again. And thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!